If you're looking for the most comprehensive Shopify dropshipping tutorial, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to teach you step-by-step how to build a profitable dropshipping store in 2025 and beyond. This is the most affordable way to get started, and it takes advantage of all these new AI advancements that makes it so much easier than before. So don't start dropshipping the old-fashioned way. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Charlie. I started e-commerce back in 2017, and that's basically when I made my first internet money. Today, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I run multiple businesses, but essentially, online money has allowed me to buy my dream cars, live in my dream apartments, invest in real estate, travel, have time freedom, and a whole lot more. Internet money is real, and I'm going to show you how to make it in this video. I'll unveil a special tool that basically builds your Shopify dropshipping store for you for free. It's all done with AI, and it just takes a few minutes. Trust me, you do not want to build your Shopify store manually after watching this video. It's just a huge waste of time. We're also going to cover the specific tools you need for dropshipping, how to find winning products that actually sell, clever ways to market, so both free and paid, tips to succeed, and so much more. I'll make everything super simple so you can literally take action today and change your life. Yeah, we're definitely going to cover a lot of stuff, but I'm going to break it down in a way that's easy to follow. And in the future, just feel free to reference back to this video. It's completely free for you guys. There's no fluff. There's no extra unnecessary steps. It's just the plain basics of what you need to get started building your dropshipping store. So this video will be broken down into 5 different steps, but we'll start with step 0.5, which is the precursor. And that is basically what you're doing already, learning. Props to you for seeking out this information and even wanting to start a business in the first place. And I just want to tell you guys, watch this video, follow along, actually take action. By creating your store and learning with the store actually in front of you, you're going to actually learn and retain the information a lot better. You'll also be able to apply it immediately. Not only can you learn from this video, but there's also Zendrop Academy, which I'll talk about later on. It's basically the perfect next step for learning. So watch this video, get all the fundamentals down, get started. And if you want a lot more detailed and specific tutorials, that's where you can go to get those types of videos, get live weekly coaching calls. So yeah, let's get started with the first official step, that is building your store. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably have some type of idea of what dropshipping actually is and why you need a Shopify store. Dropshipping is essentially when you are selling products that you are not actually touching yourself. So you're building a store, and then when someone actually buys a product on your website, your supplier is going to fulfill that and ship it directly to them. So essentially, you do not need to carry any inventory, and this is why it's such a great first business to start. The store, of course, is where people purchase your products, so it's very important. And I'm going to show you guys how to actually use AI to build your store right now in just a few minutes. So the first thing you're going to do is click on the link down below. It's Storebuild.ai/Charlie-Chang. And that's going to take you to this exact landing page, which allows you to get your free online store. The landing page is going to look something like this. And what you're going to do is come here to build my free store and click on this. The first step is to enter in your email. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. And we'll click create your free account. So now the first step is picking a niche. We'll dive a little bit deeper into actually picking your niche later on. But for now, just select something. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to select home and outdoors, and we'll click next, pick a color. You can change your niche at any time later on. Yours might look a little bit different depending on what options you select, but I'm just gonna go ahead and select this blue one. Next, we will pick a banner style. So there are a few to choose from. I'll click on this one just to see what it looks like. I think that looks fine, but of course you can look through the other ones. We'll click next, Shopify account. And now what we're gonna do is claim our Shopify store. So we'll click on this button right here. And basically I need to follow these steps. So the first thing you're gonna do is click on this button right here, the register on Shopify button. It's going to open up Shopify in a new tab. Then we'll enter in our information and actually create a Shopify account. We will then choose a plan, and I'll show you guys which one to choose. We're going to go with the cheapest basic monthly plan. And don't worry, there is a free trial. And after that, we're going to return to this tab. So I'll click on register on Shopify. Now, it's very important that you guys click on that link because you will get this exclusive trial for Shopify. I'll enter in my email and click start free trial. We'll set a password, click Shopify account. We'll then select an online store right here. Click next. Feel free to answer the questions however you want. I'll just say I'll decide later. Now we have the option to choose between 3 different plans. Now this is basically the only thing you need to pay for, and you'll need to pay for this anyways regardless of what method you use, because trust me, Shopify is the gold standard. It's what everyone uses to start dropshipping, and of course it's what I used as well. So we'll go ahead and click on try basic. We'll then enter in our credit card information, and then we'll click on subscribe. So after we do that, it's going to take us to our Shopify dashboard, and now what we're going to do is go back to that previous tab we had. We'll now click on this button right here, next Shopify link. It's going to ask us to confirm that we have our Shopify plan. We'll say I have activated it. Now what we're going to do is go back to that Shopify tab. We're going to copy this URL right here. We're going to add that here, copy and paste, click save. And then next we're going to click on this button right here to get our winning products. To get these winning products, what we're going to do is activate Zendrop. This is my favorite dropshipping fulfillment tool. So we'll click on this. This is going to open up a new tab for us. And now what we're going going to do is click on install. Make sure to click on this install button right here, and then we'll click on approve here. Zendrop has a free plan to use, and essentially this is going to allow you to actually sell products and fulfill them to your customers. But yeah, don't worry, I'll show you guys how to use this later on. So now let's go back to our original tab, and we're going to go click on this button right here to go to the next step. Now they're essentially going to use AI to build our store for us. All we need to do is click on this button, and this is going to take maybe 1 to 2 minutes. The great thing with this is that with this store build, you're going to get 10 winning products preloaded into your store, and you're also going to get a custom developed Shopify theme that usually costs $200. Everything's also designed by professionals to actually convert your customers. And so yeah, usually this would take a lot of time for you guys to build manually. So that's why I highly recommend going this route. It is super important that you guys sign up for that $1 Shopify trial. Otherwise, you're not going to actually receive your store. So essentially it's just that $1. That's all it takes to go live with your store. So now you can see that our store is done. What I'm going to do is click on access Shopify and publish. We're going to come here, make sure you have a business address provided. So this can just be your home address for now. After that, you're going to come here to click on remove password. And now your online store is going to be open to everyone. We're going to go back to our original tab, click on next. If you want some free TikTok ad credits, they're going to give you some right here. But for now, I don't think it's that necessary. You guys can claim these TikTok ad credits later on. And don't worry, we will talk about how you can actually run ads to your store. Cool. So now that we have our store published, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. So if we click on this button right here, view your store, it's going to open up a new tab. And essentially this is what our store looks like. We can do a bunch of different customizations. We can change the style as well. We can add different sections to our home page. But essentially the AI builder built us a great foundation. And if you click on any of these pages, for example, let's say this one, this is a very high converting landing page. We have big pictures. We have these prominent buttons right here. And yeah, just a great start for our store. If you come back here to the Shopify dashboard, I'm going to quickly take you guys through this. I will say don't spend too much time actually customizing your store and making it exactly how you want it. This was a big mistake that I made when I started. I didn't actually focus on the more important things like marketing. So yeah, just be aware of that. Over here on the left, we have a bunch of different tabs. So once you start making orders, you can come here and see what orders there are that are active. You can also create orders manually. You can check out your products in the products tab. So these are the 10 popular products that were preloaded into our store. We can create different collections. We can check out our inventory. We can create gift cards. You can also check out your customers here. We can check out all the content. So these are gonna be like files and menus for our store. The finance tab is where you're gonna want to set up Shopify payments. Of course, tons and tons of information on the back end with analytics. You can also do some of your marketing within Shopify, and you can set discounts for your clients. Now, if we wanna actually edit our online store, what we'll do is click on this. We can change our theme at any point, but I do just recommend using the Zendrop theme. Like I said, this is a professionally built theme that is meant for conversions. It's also a $200 value that you guys got for free, so definitely keep that. But yeah, there are tons and tons of other themes if you want. Shopify is pretty powerful when it comes to free themes. So at any point, if you do want to switch it up, feel free to go through these themes. They also have paid ones as well, and you can add it to your account. Now notice on the left, we can also go to our blog posts. We can add or delete different pages. We can change our navigation, and we can change our preferences. But for now, I'm gonna click on customize right here. And the Shopify builder is quite easy to use. It's very intuitive. If there's anything that you basically want to change, you're just going to click on it. So for example, if I want to change this image banner right here, I'll click on this, select the image that I want to put. And yes, there are a ton of free images that you can use. We can change the banner height. We can change the overlay opacity. We can change the alignment, animations, how it looks on mobile. And you can also do custom CSS. Here, let's say I want to change the text. I'll basically click on this column right here. Come here, add test. We can change this as well. We can change the icon. If you'd like to add a section, what you guys can do is come here, click on this plus button. It's going to pull up a bunch of different sections that we can add to our home page. For example, we can add this rich text section. That's going to insert that right here. If at any point you want to delete the section, we'll just come here to remove a section. And feel free to just play around with this. It's very, very easy to learn. And if you don't want to click on things over here, you can also go directly to them in this section over here. If you come here to settings, what you can do is change your logo. We can change all the different colors, the typography, the layout, animations. We can change how the buttons look. We can add our social media pages. We can change how the cart looks, and we can also do custom CSS. So feel free to play around this for a little bit. Make sure to check out what your store looks like on mobile, because this is very important. A lot of your sales will probably come from the mobile browser, so you do want to make sure that it looks good. But if you don't do too many changes to the pre-built theme, it's going to look pretty solid. done. Once you're done with this, you'll just click on save. That's going to save your store and make the new version available for your customers to see. So step 2 is to actually find your niche and find products that work. You might be wondering, I already got 10 popular products preloaded onto my store. Why do I need to actually pick a niche and choose other products? Well, those preload products are a great starting point, but if you're trying to build a long-term business, you will need to focus on a particular niche and you will need to find your own products as well. Yes, you can absolutely get started with those preload products and start selling them, but yeah, I want to teach you the long-term strategy, and that involves being very specific in what you choose for your niche and your products. Whenever someone asks me, hey Charlie, I want to build a Shopify dropshipping store, but I don't know what niche to do, what should I do? My answer is always going to be focus on a niche that balances 3 different things. Passion, so something that you actually care about. Demand, something that people actually want. And then 3, it needs to actually make money. And trust me, there are a lot of products out there that you might think are awesome to sell, but there is no money in that. And of course, we have to sustain the business. We do need to make money. While trending products can be good, I really like focusing on evergreen long-term products. These are products that will keep selling for many, many years, and they actually help people solve a very specific problem. You also want to avoid overly saturated niches unless you actually have a really big USP, which is unique selling proposition. There has to be something that is very, very different about you and your product, which makes it stand out in a sea of competition. Now, in terms of brainstorming, there are a lot of things you can do right now. Yes, we can actually look at what other people are selling and get a ton of information from that. And it can also inspire us and help us brainstorm for our own store. If you go to the TikTok Creative Center, there's a lot of information we can get from here. So if we scroll down here, we can see some of the top performing ads on TikTok. A lot of the time, these ads are going to be selling dropshipping products. So it's a great way to get inspiration. You can also see what's hot on TikTok. So we can sort by hashtag, by different songs, creators, or TikTok videos. If you come up here to the top and go to inspiration, we'll click on top ads. This is a great way to look at the best performing ads in your country. So I'm in the US, so I'll have that selected. We can also filter down by industry, so we can get pretty specific. Let's do something like household products, select all. We can select by objective, so we can do something like product sales. We're going to choose last 30 days because of course we want something that is up to date. We don't want stuff that worked, maybe a year or 2 ago. We want stuff that works currently. You can also choose add language and stuff if you want, but I'm just going to leave those as is. Okay, so you can see we got a little bit too specific maybe. So let's actually remove this one. Here we can see what's doing really well. So maybe this one right here. It's going to take us to this page where we can actually watch the ad. Okay, looks like a keyboard cleaner. I can see why this did extremely well. It's going to give us information about it, the ad performance. We can see some analytics over here like click-through rates, CVR, which is conversion rate, clicks, and some other stuff. It's also going to recommend other similar videos for you. And this is a fantastic way to see what other people are advertising and seeing what campaigns actually work. Another great way is to actually just browse TikTok yourself. So pretend like you are a consumer, scroll through TikTok. Every once in a while, you'll be hit with an ad and see if any of those ads stick out to you or see if it's something that you want to maybe get into. Another great thing you can do is actually look up Facebook ads. So a lot of people don't know this, but you can literally see what other people are running for their ad campaigns. Let's go ahead and search right here. So United States, ad category. Let's do all ads. I just searched up clothing. Let's pick one of these. Let's just do the first one right here. So Pat, I've never heard of them, but you can see they are running a ton of different ad campaigns. They're A/B testing a lot of these. And what you can do is click on see ad details and you can see the exact ad, see what the link is. You can see the multiple versions of it. And of course, you can actually click on it and see their website if you want to get inspired by what their actual website looks like. A lot of people do not realize how much information they can get just by looking through other people's ads. And so I really recommend you guys do this. Another great tool to use is Google Trends. So whenever I want to start something new or sell a product, this is one of the places that I'm going to go to. So let's say I search up sunset lamp. We'll select United States. Let's do the past 90 days and we'll select web search because that's what I care about right now. Here, it's going to show us the interest over time. And this is why it's so cool. You can sort of see if a product is starting to gain interest. So as you can see, this is a pretty evergreen product. It's slightly trending upwards in popularity or interest, but we did have a pretty big spike recently. This helps show me that there is demand for this particular product. It shows me the trend, if it's going up or if it's going down, or if it's stagnant. And we can also look at interest by sub-region, so different states. There's also related topics. So these are going to be other things that you can get inspiration from, as well as related queries, very similar. For example, if you're interested in sunset lamps, you might be interested in selling lava lamps or aura lamps. These are all things that you can absolutely dropship. Another popular item right now is a portable sticker printer. So if you look that up right here, you can see the interest over time, just like before. It seems to be most popular in Hawaii. And what we can do is actually compare this term with another term. So if you compare it to sunset lamp, you can see blue is sticker printer. It seems to have a lot more interest as of right now compared to the sunset lamp. So let's see right here, December 15th to 21st of 2024. Scroll to the very right here, we can see January 12 to 18, 2025. Sticker printer is at 70 interest and sunset lamp is at 27. So that just shows that the sticker printer is more popular right now. This can be a great way to gauge interest currently if you are deciding between two different products. It also works if you're deciding between two different niches, right? We can replace these with two different niches and basically see those interests over time as well. Yeah, I just want you guys to use some common sense when it comes to picking your niche and product. Think about it. Is it going to be a niche or product that you actually would buy? Will it add some type of value to your life? If it doesn't, then it's going to be a very hard sell. But if it's actually a great product that can really help someone, then that might be your winning product. Now, when you're in the final stages of picking a product, one thing that I really recommend doing is find that product for sale on Amazon or eBay. Amazon's probably going to be better because there's a lot more product review volume there. But let's say you're trying to sell a sticker printer. I'm going to come here. It's very likely that someone else is already selling this product, and that's totally okay. So what we're gonna do is let's click on, for example, this one. You can see they're selling it here for $23. It seems to be a pretty solid product, 4.3 reviews with almost 800 reviews as of right now. And you can see over 4,000 were bought in the last month. I want you guys to know that the scale of e-commerce is just insane. There are so many people in the world. There's so many purchases happening every single day. If you can just capture a small sliver of it, you can get insanely rich from doing that. But I'm gonna come down here. What we can see is some other variations of similar products. And then the most important part is to actually come down here to the reviews. And what you're gonna do is look at the complaints that people are having. This gives us the ability to actually make the product better. You might in the future create a custom product that fixes these issues. You can also see if people just like this product or not, right? Because if the reviews here are great, then the people that buy your product from your dropshipping store are also more likely to like it, review it, and come back to purchase again. So this is all just in the name of product research. There's a lot of research and planning you guys can do when deciding on your product or niche, and it's definitely worth your time doing so. So step number 3 is our product fulfillment, and this is basically where Zendrop comes in. If you built your store using Storebuild.ai, like I showed you in the previous section of this video, then Zendrop is already going to be installed on your store. Essentially, Zendrop is a product fulfillment platform. They offer tons and tons of products that you can sell from their catalog. You connect those products to your Shopify store. When you make a sale, Zendrop is actually going to fulfill that product for you. It's going to go through their warehouse, through their shipping. They're going to handle all of that. So there really is no fulfillment that you need to do on your own. Every dropshipper, of course, needs product fulfillment, and Zendrop is my personal favorite. Now, if you already had a Shopify store, but you still want to install Zendrop, I will have a link down below. You'll get a special deal. There is a free plan, but there's also a paid plan, which makes a lot of sense for many people. Since I already connected Zendrop to my Shopify store in the start of this video, we'll come here to the Zendrop dashboard, and let me just show you guys how amazing this software is. So if we come here to find products, we'll be able to browse Zendrop's insanely large catalog of products that we can start selling literally right now. Here we have some new arrivals. If you don't see a particular product that you want to sell, you can always request it. Basically, their product sourcing experts will find the product for you at the lowest price, and then they're going to add it to their product catalog so that you can sell it. This allows you to get in on new products that might not be selling yet, and that can be a huge advantage. But up here, we can actually search for different products as well. So let's search for sticker printer. Here we can select where we want it to ship from. So I'm just going to leave it as ships from anywhere. But of course, we can specify if we want it to ship directly from the US or if China is okay. These I'll just leave as is, and we'll click on enter. So you can see there are tons and tons of products that match this search term. Let's say this one looks kind of cool, so I'll click on this. You can see that there are pictures already made. So once you import this over to your Shopify store, you don't need to take photos. They're all pre-populated for you. Here we can see the different variations. There's going to be a description that's already written. We can see the pricing. So let's say this one right here, the product cost is $240. The shipping is $6.08 from the US. So that's going to be quite fast. And the total product cost is $8.48. So if I want to add this to my catalog, I'm going to click on add to my products. You can also order a sample as well if you want to actually see it in person, that can be good. And once you add a product, it's going to go into this My Products tab right here. We're going to come here, click on Review and Publish. It's going to show you the stuff that's going to get imported to your store. You can change this description as well if you want. Look at the different variants, remove whatever variants you don't want, change any images. And then once we're good to go, we'll click on Publish to My Store. We'll select this and click on Confirm. So now it's going to go into this tab right here, which are the actual products that are available on our website. Once this is done publishing, it's going to have this linked button like this. So it's done. And now people can actually buy it. I want to emphasize that one great thing about Zendrop is that they own the supply chain and they can source any product in the Chinese market. So whatever you want to sell, they can supply it. There's no middlemen and they only work directly with manufacturers so that you can get the best pricing. So yeah, if you come back here to your store, you can see that product we just added is right here. And so yeah, it's all connected. It makes it super, super easy. Coming back here to Zendrop, you can see that there is also Zendrop Academy. This is their course that dives extremely deep into specific things when it comes to dropshipping. If you want to be a really successful dropshipping, I think having this type of mentorship is going to make a huge difference. There's also Zendrop.ai, which is pretty cool. If you click on that, it's going to take you to this page and essentially creates ad copy for you. So for example, let's say this pocket printer that we added, let's say we want to create ad copy for it. It's going to automatically use AI to generate this copy for us, which saves a ton of time. So yeah, once it's made, you can basically copy and paste it directly to your product listing. We can also look at other trending products. So you can see if any of these spark your interest. If you want to focus on these for your niche, it's just really, really fun to go through. There's also this custom branding section, which is very, very important. It essentially personalizes your customer experience. So when they actually unbox your product, they're going to see a logo and there can be a custom message as well. So I definitely recommend filling this section out. Yeah, basically Zendrop is going to handle all the fulfillment, the logistics, the customer service. And when someone places an order, you're going to be able to see that in the orders section. You'll probably want to turn on auto fulfillment right here. Of course, we're going to do this as well. And that's just going to mean that once someone makes the order, it's going to be automatically fulfilled. Yeah, Zendrop is basically a mandatory tool when it comes to dropshipping. They have 3 different plans. There's the free, the pro, and the plus. If you want to take dropshipping extremely seriously, I do recommend the plus plan. But of course, you can always absolutely get started with the free plan. If you want the plus plan, definitely use my exclusive link down below. It's going to save you a ton of money. You get order credits and a bunch of other big perks. So go ahead, spend some time getting familiar with Zendrop and all the products that they have on their catalog, and then populate those onto your store. So step 4 is marketing. This is a very, very important part, and we're going to be breaking it down into multiple sections. First is going to be email marketing, which is something that not that many people talk about because it's not that sexy, but this is really where you can achieve some of the highest ROI possible when it comes to marketing strategies. And then we'll also talk about social media, and we'll break this down into organic media as well as inorganic/paid media. And this is definitely one of the most important things we'll talk about in this video, because the truth is, without marketing, no one's going to know that your store exists and you're not going to make any sales. One of my first e-commerce stores actually failed because of lack of marketing. So ever since that, I told myself marketing is one of the most important things. Whatever business I build, I'm going to focus on marketing. And if I can do that, then that's when the business can actually be successful. So hopefully this sticks with you. I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did previously. So email marketing is something that I think a lot of people don't realize just how powerful it can be. So it's very important to use emails to market to your existing clients as well as your potential clients. And for email marketing, my favorite platform to use by far is Omnisend. I'm just going to spend a little bit of time showing you how this works. Basically, for every $1 spent on email and SMS marketing through their platform, they found that their merchants are making $68 in return. So that's a insane ROI. And that's why I think email marketing is the thing that not that many people talk about, but that's just because it's not sexy. That's why I wanted to talk about it first in this marketing section. So I'll have a link down below to my exclusive Omnisend link. You're going to be able to get a free plan with that link, but if you do want a paid one, there is going to be a discount for you. Now, Omnisend is a platform that allows you to build email campaigns, have tons and tons of automations, be able to segment your audience, introduce pop-ups and forms to your website. And yes, it integrates with a ton of different apps, including Shopify. There's a free, standard, and pro plan. For most of you guys starting out, the free plan should be good enough, but at some point later on, you can, of course, upgrade to the standard or pro plan. But yeah, this is what I use to run my email automation. And I just cannot stress how important doing emails is for your business. This is my go-to for email, SMS, as well as push notifications. And like I said, there are tons of e-commerce integrations. So it does integrate with Shopify, WordPress, WooCommerce, and more. So if you click on the start free button, you'll be able to get started without a credit card. So what I'm going to do is just sign up with Shopify. But of course, you can use Google or your email. We're going to click on install right here, and that's going to add it to the Shopify store that we just built. We'll click on get started, and it's going to set up our account. Now what we can do is set up our brand assets, but I'm just just going to do that later. I'm just going to really quickly run you through this. So you can see our store is connected already, which is perfect. It's going to get all the contacts. And if we come here to campaigns, this is basically where we build automated email campaigns. So we'll click on create email campaign. I'm just going to run through this really quickly. You can use AI to generate stuff, but you'll basically populate all this information here. We'll choose email template. I just want to show you guys, they have tons and tons of professionally built templates that you can use right away. So let's say we want to use something like this. We'll click on preview. Looks good to me. Click on choose template. And now we can just use their builder to change the text, add images. We can add different sections too. You can preview and test. And then once you're done with that, you can also click on save and choose recipients. They also have an AI assistant that helps you write content. You'll select all subscribers, or you can choose different segments. Click on review campaign, and then you'll click send now. Of course, I don't have any subscribers, so I can't send it, but that's essentially what you can do. Besides email, you can also create email A/B tests. You can also do SMS, and you can do push notifications. If I come here to automation, you can see that I can start and create workflows. For example, there's the abandoned cart workflow. So that's going to target people that actually put something in their cart, but don't actually check out. So we click on preview and start workflows. You can see we can turn on abandoned cart and checkout workflows for your Shopify store. Let's say we want to give them a 10% off coupon code on the third email. We'll click on this. And now you can see these workflows are already active. It's already connected to our Shopify store. So it just saves you a ton of time. And trust me, this is going to make a huge impact on your overall sales and conversions. You can see all your automations at any point. Yeah, this is just a super powerful email and SMS builder. I highly recommend doing email marketing for your business. And again, I'll have a link down below to Omnisend for you to check it out. This is 100% a long-term strategy. And I like to look at it like free money being unlocked, essentially. It just doesn't make sense not to do it. So now let's talk about the social media aspect of marketing, which is also extremely important. Within social media, there's organic and there's inorganic. So organic essentially means content that you are posting out that you are not paying for ads. And inorganic is going to be ads that you create on social media. I think that every single dropshipping store owner should be doing organic social media. This is going to be extremely powerful, and it's definitely a long-term play as well. If you're trying to build an actual brand instead of something that's just super short term, then you're going to absolutely loving having your own organic media pages. Instead of paying to acquire customers, you'll find that people actually are super warm since they came from your content. It costs you zero besides, of course, the cost of creating content, and this can really help with your margins. Most of the very successful dropshipping stores out there and just e-commerce stores in general will have pretty big social media pages. So what I recommend doing is build an Instagram page, TikTok, Pinterest, as well as YouTube, and post short form media on all of these platforms. The great thing is that you can create the content once and then just repurpose it across all these platforms. You want to be as omnipresent as possible. Now, in terms of what types of content you can create, this is where you need to get creative. What I recommend doing is search for companies that are selling a similar product to the one that you are selling and see what they are doing. Seriously, guys, you can learn so much from your competition. I wouldn't say just copy exactly what they're doing, but maybe get inspiration from them, do it a little bit better. Whatever it is, it's going to really help you out. I recommend finding UGC creators to create content, maybe have them on a retainer where they create X pieces of content per month for X dollars. If you don't want to spend money on this, you can absolutely do it for free at the start. You can create the content yourself just with your phone and just show the product being used. The most important part of the video, of course, is going to be the hook. So that's the first 1 to 2 seconds of the video. This is where the viewer is going to decide, do I want to keep watching this video or do I want to just keep scrolling? And it's very important that you grab their attention immediately. Videos like this, they don't need to get that many views, but they can convert extremely well. Another thing you can do is actually just give value to people who may be interested in your type of product. So for example, you can teach people things in that subject. This is going to allow you to build trust with your future audience, your future buyers. And if they get enough value from you, they're going to be like, okay, how can I support this company? And that's of course going to increase your conversion rates a lot. The best thing is that with all this content that you are creating, this ties directly into the inorganic, the paid media side of social media. So you can take your best performing organic short form media and actually use that for paid ads. In terms of paid ads, I do recommend getting on TikTok, YouTube ads, as well as Facebook/Instagram ads. That could be a whole video in and of itself, but just know that if you want to really scale your business, the paid ads way is definitely what you want to do. I just love how these go super hand in hand, because by creating that great short form media for your organic pages, you can actually just use that, repurpose it for your paid media. And that's really what everyone does. That should be the strategy for you. I'd say that yes, steps 1, 2, and 3 are important, but when it comes to actually making sure your business is successful, that stuff is not as important as the marketing aspect. It is very important that you spend a solid amount of time actually focusing on the marketing, because you can have the best product in the world, world, but if no one knows about it, you won't make any sales, unfortunately. You can get very creative with your marketing. You can not spend any money. You can spend money, but everything that you do for marketing should result in a huge ROI, a return on investment. By investing your time or your money, marketing is what is going to make your business successful. Okay, so step number 5 is I'm just going to cover a bunch of final tips I have for you guys, as well as some frequently asked questions. My first big tip is you really need to understand your target audience and achieve product market fit. Like we covered in step 2, the research that you do is extremely useful. And if you don't do any research, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. Basically, once you narrow down your niche and pick something, you need to find your audience's core data. So this is going to be who they actually are, their age, their profession, where they live, their interests, their income, what they like, what they hate, what brands they're into, and so on. By knowing all this information, you can really tailor your product to suit them a lot better. For example, if you know that your target audience is usually high income earners, then that means that you can actually charge more. It can mean that they want a more premium product rather than something that's the cheapest possible. Basically, you want to put yourself in their shoes and have basically their mindset. If you can really get into their mind, that's when you're going to know if your product is going to click with them. And it's going to impact what type of impression you want to make on them, your social media strategy, and a bunch of other stuff. The next tip I have for you is you want to build a brand experience. So consumers, they are getting smarter. They don't like seeing one product stores. And while this can be a good way to get started and learn, I'd say that if you want to build a long-term business, this is not the way to go. You really want to build a brand that you are proud of that has a long-term strategy behind it. So essentially, treat your dropshipping store as a business, something that you want to live for 5, 10 plus years, rather than a get-rich-quick scheme. And when you go about it this way, it's going to take longer, right? It's going to take more time at the beginning to actually see traction. But yeah, you really need to be patient with business, especially dropshipping. Develop your organic marketing strategy because this is going to help you with your paid media strategy. Create all your social media pages, do email marketing as well. And like I said, don't be afraid for it to take a lot of time. Another big tip I have for you is to stay on top of trends. Now, we covered how to actually do this in step 2, but I really want to emphasize this again at the end because if you do not stay on top of trends, then you're going to fall behind the competition. It's very important that you are constantly looking at your competitors, seeing what they're doing, and trying to innovate that way. E-commerce is a high-paced industry, and if you do not stay on top of trends, then you are going to fall behind. The next thing is that you are going to fail products, and it's just part of the game. I know that a lot of new entrepreneurs, they're going to be quite afraid of failure, but take it from someone that's failed a ton. It's just part of the game. It's going to happen, and it's totally okay. I'm actually quite proud of all of my failures because for every single one, I learned a lot, and it helped me succeed in the next thing. So it's okay if some of your products fail, right? You're going to lose maybe some money on some of them, but if you keep doing it, I guarantee you're going to get a banger, and you just need 1 or 2 bangers to have a very solid store. This sort of pairs into the concept of getting lucky. To get lucky, you need to stay consistent. So I don't know if you've heard of this quote, but it's basically volume negates luck. 3 very simple words, but they have had a huge impact on me. The more volume and consistency you put in, the more lucky you're going to get. So that essentially negates the luck factor, where most people think luck is out of their control. It's actually very much so in your control. The only input you need to do is consistent long-term input. A very common question I get is, what is the most simple way to start dropshipping? And it's essentially what I talked about in this video. It's exactly the 5 steps we talked about. And yeah, those tools we talked about in this video, those are the only ones you really need. And I encourage you not to overcomplicate it. You might see other tools out there that seem, like they could help you. And yes, you can add those in the future, but at the start, focus on the basics, focus on the fundamental tools. Just use the tools that we talked about in this video. Another very common question I get is, how important is your niche? Does it need to be specific, or can it be a bit more broad? The short answer is yes, it could be a bit more broad, but for most people, I'd say that you want to focus on a very specific niche. Most people should not want to buy your product because if they do, then it's too broad. These days, there are so many conglomerates that have huge catalogs of products. They're super broad. They have their marketing down, and you do not want to compete with them. You want to compete with people that are very specific, because I guarantee you these huge companies, they're not doing that. This is a very surefire way to increase your chances of success. And so yeah, I just highly recommend that you niche down. Another question I get is, how should I price my products? And basically the answer to that is you need to price them high enough so that you have some margin for your marketing costs. If you're only doing organic marketing, of course, you don't need to have too much of a buffer. But if you are running paid ads, you do need to calculate that and see what you need to price your product at so that you can still make a profit. Usually it's going to be between 2.5 to 3x your product cost. That gives you enough of a margin for you to have a pretty healthy business. And another question I get is, how can you actually actually optimize your sales and generate more revenue per person. So that's a little bit more complicated, but you guys can do things like product bundles. You can introduce order upsells, and this should definitely increase your average order value, especially when you're doing paid ads where the cost to acquire a customer can be, pretty significant. Doing strategies like this to increase the AOV is very important and can really make or break your business. And then last question we'll cover is, should I actually do it? My answer is always going to be yes. This does not need to be the thing you do for the rest of your life. Almost every entrepreneur that I know started doing dropshipping or some type of e-commerce. It is one of the easiest ways to start your own business. You don't need to invest a lot of money. You can do it from your laptop. And I guarantee you're going to learn so much stuff that will help you out with whatever business you want to start in the future. And nowadays with AI and all these tools, it is so easy for you to get started. There's really no excuse. And that's why I think, yes, if you're watching this video, especially if you already have an interest in doing dropshipping, then you should absolutely get started today. Wow, that was a pretty long video. I want to say thank you guys for staying for this whole time. Basically, this is a pretty condensed overview of all the steps you need to take to get started dropshipping. There are other videos out there that go into a lot more specifics, but for me, I think sometimes they can get too specific. It can be too overwhelming to go through them. That's why I wanted to create this video so that you guys can actually watch it and take action. Watch this video, take action, and then watch more detailed videos on each step if needed. Essentially, learn as you go because you will need to do that. All the tools we talked about in this video are going to be down below in the description. Some of them are affiliate links, so if you do choose to use them, you will be helping to support my channel. So thank you so much in advance. And yeah, if you have any friends that also want to start a dropshipping store, send them this free video. And I want to say thank you so much again for your time. I wish you guys the best of luck starting your own dropshipping store. And if you got any value from the video, make sure to hit that like button, comment below your advice or anything that you found helpful, and then also subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this. I do a ton of videos about entrepreneurship, investing, and making money. And the whole goal of the channel is to help you live a financially successful life that you are proud of. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.